Xbox launch incoming. 350 grand mod contest. But where are mod maps for server hosting? You're right, kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, the community crunch dropped last night, and to say it was a filling one would be a bit of an overstatement, let's be honest. There was a lot of cool, awesome shoutouts to people in the community, certainly in screenshots and videos, but in terms of information, considering the Xbox launch is imminent in a mere few days, very small pieces of information to take away from this crunch. As the devs say, they've been busy tackling a number of bugs and exploits, including a fix for bugs where baby dinos were falling through the map. Certainly saw that one a few times. And they're making more progress towards the performance and stability of servers. And certainly a concerning one from me. We're 2 weeks in now of ASA's launch, and it certainly, for me, doesn't feel like servers are worth the jump to yet. I had a number of issues playing on servers. I really want to remain on single player until I know certain that I can play on servers without too many issues there. And perhaps that's owed to a lighter community crunch, though it would be good to hear perhaps what is their priority, what are they working on step by step. If their crunch is dialed back on bugs and fixing those, perhaps at least list the things you are working on, what you've already resolved in perhaps more detail, but at least, you know, less dinos falling through the mesh. And they did go on to say the Xbox's launch is imminent next week. It's still coming next week, and even confirmed by product manager Dolly in the Discord, they are currently on track for the 14th. So as far as they're aware, Xbox launch, it's still going ahead as planned. PlayStation users, though, sadly, they are urgently working with their partners and look forward to sharing a launch date as soon as they're able to. Concerns, certainly concerns there. I did illustrate my feelings, thoughts on PlayStation and perhaps their leniency with early access games and mods. But Jade, who did a news video last night discussing this, brought up a very fair point that perhaps this is based on PlayStation like 10 years ago. Things have changed, moved on since. Modding and early access are two subjects that are perhaps more adoptable in today's climate. So perhaps it's certainly not PlayStation's fault, and Wildcard should have foresaw this certification process earlier on to make sure this drops at the same time too. We don't know. Things are going on behind back doors that we can't see, can't envisage, and are simply left to assumptions. And you know what they say about assumptions. Though it was reported to me the Australian PlayStation store, the product has been removed. Apparently it was on a wish list and is still on a wish list functionality within the US PlayStation store. So perhaps not too much of a concern there. Again, though, they do really need to get this out prior to the end of the month. Looking at the Extra Life event that Wildcard will be hosting in the first week of December, and the wrath of so many PlayStation players if they certainly go ahead with that before dropping on the Sony console. ARK Survival Ascended mods, there's 456 of them already available on Steam, apparently. Believe it or not, these modders are pumping them out like wildfire, and it's great to see. Certainly the modders out there are taking this opportunity by force within the first couple of weeks, pumping out a bunch of cool, awesome mods that have been downloaded a lot. 612,000 installs for the Ceratosaurus, 1 million installs for the Super Spyglass. The mods are coming and coming fast to give you any customized experience that you'd prefer. And if you're a would-be modder, or perhaps intend to mod very, very soon, well, there's a big prize being given away. CurseForge, who are behind the modding functionality of ARK Survival Ascended, are running 2 separate prize pools. It seems a $50 prize pool for any great captivating map skins and mods, and one aimed at studios and creative teams with a fund up to $300,000, a lot of money for the modding community out there. In an interview with VentureBeat that Jade originally sourced, it went into more detail that the competition will feature 2 tracks, one for DLC level premium mods created by game studios and another for modders. So the big money is to those game studios, and the smaller but still quite a handsome amount will be going to the individual modders working out there. And in fact, in the same interview, it was already illustrated that game studios like Blue Isle Studios and SkyMap Games are developing premium mods akin to DLC level content. If you don't know who they are, SkyMap have been behind certain games such as Mario Kart, Live Home Circuit and Don't Starve Pocket Edition, and Blue Isle Studios behind Citadel Forged with Fire, Leap and Slender The Arrival. So great to see we could see some giant DLC content coming our way for Ark Survival Ascended. And in fact, in the same interview, it was illustrated, it was confirmed that the porting teams behind this are Grove Street Games and Instinct Games. Both of these you should have probably heard of before. Grove Street helped to create the new Nintendo Switch port, and gotta say they did a good job of that. There might be some perhaps reputation based on that GTA port some time ago. I've got to say the Switch port they did a great job of, and Instinct Games have been working with Wildcard for a very long time, pretty much since launch, worked with the original console port, so perhaps they are in safe hands when they come to console in the next few days for Xbox and this month for PlayStation. And whilst it seems the future of modding certainly looks ripe for Ark Survival Ascended, there's one pestering issue that I've noticed that's been surfacing on Twitter recently, brought up by Fjorda and Svartalfheim creator Nakatas, that since this mod, his map mod, has been available for Ark Survival Ascended, well, you haven't been able to host his map on a server since launch. I'm sure you're already aware by now that Nitrado are leading the charge of the exclusivity of server rentals for Ark Survival Ascended, and therefore mod functionality is all under one roof. And, you know, I can see some pros with having everything under one roof, but if you're going to deliver that, one major draw to mods, and certainly my initial draw to mods, what I was more excited for than anything else, was maps. Being able to play the hundreds, if not thousands, of different user-created maps out there in a modded capability. But it seems whilst you can install mods to your servers, if trying to change a map to a map mod, you get a notification saying that it's currently not possible to select maps added via CurseForge mods. Their team is working on a solution for this, and that's been the same message we've had since launch. Nakatas has reached out to Nitrado a few times to ask for a response as to what's going on there, and we've had no official word from Nitrado as to the reasons why. And I think with Xbox looming around the corner, they really do need to at least offer a understanding, a timeline of when we can expect to play modded maps. There's a few up and coming, there's a few already been added, post Svartalfheim being the only mod map at launch, and I'm sure many more to come very, very soon. And people out there, console players especially, who have been waiting all this time to play mods, are going to want to play these modded maps. So what's going on? Nitrado, you need to speak out, you need to say something before the Xbox launch or on launch day. At least let Xbox players know what's going on with these maps. I know a lot of people are very, very eager to host these maps, and to my understanding, my sources tell me it's not difficult to do. You can host these maps very simply via root servers, so what's the issue there? Why the reservation? At least illustrate what that is to everybody out there so we can get an understanding and know when to play these. So come on, sort it out. And I'll leave you with this. It turns out there's Easter eggs within Ark Survival Ascended and many more to come. I posted this picture on there, finding a very familiar long-lost brother in one of the caves on the island. And in response, one of the game devs, Mr. Ben Burkhart, or Evil Mr. Frank, responded with, "Now you just need to find your other long-lost brother," meaning there are more Easter eggs to be found on the map. The search continues, the hunt is on. I need to see if you can help me find out what this other long-lost brother is. And there is more stuff coming from me. I know streams, it's been a bit of a shame I haven't done any streams in a few days, but I'm working hard on a certain guide. It's coming out very soon, and hopefully maybe even tomorrow I'll get some more streams on. So much more content coming out. Can't wait to share with you what's upcoming. I can't wait to play more with Ark Ascended. Until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.